Ya, talofa lava whawhelo ea tu loutou pa ia ma loutou walu o seisi foi whaopoponga le nero tātou po kalama ma whaasalonga le nero Samoa matters. Whamomolo maulunga pele au ino le masina loutou soifua lau le lei soifua manuia langi ma. Hello and welcome once again to another video. In this edition I will continue to present and explain some of the traditional expressions or Alagaupu as these on the board. O le nei vaenga o le tātou pokalama, o le atu ina toi nisi o whaupunga Alagaupu masani. Ai mese mo ila tau e leo matua sila fia pe leo sila fia atu ato fo e winga i nei upu ma Alagaupu e pe o nei lunga o le tātou lau papa. O Alagaupu nei e tasi matutusa uma lo lato winga, ai ese lo lato whaupuina, whaupongai ia ma mafuanga. These expressions all have one common meaning but different in wording, origins and etymologies. So the common meaning is that a purpose or the purpose, reason, objective or goal of an occasion, gathering, meeting, etc. is or should be clear, plain, evident, and or understood. And that's why you hear these expressions mostly in the introductory part of a speech. Ole winga tutusa pe tali tutusa o neelanga upu e whapea. O se aunga, se whaamoemoenga, se autu po se pongai, mafuanga o se whaatasinga, mafutanga po o tau awhianga. Ia po so se mea lava ile o matua manino, lea o manino, mamala malama, pe ua te tau foi o na silafieina, ma le tu e tau mateina. O le pongai lea ala i o na masani o no tu whaafonga foi. I le teimi e whaongai na nei alanga upu, e amata amatai se tautelanga po se launga. Ia wa tui folole tu la fale ia po se tasi po le MC foi le fonga le aso i se whaatasinga po se tau awhianga ia po se whaibiponga whabi. Ia te manatu o leo tue nā ma le Laina, o leo tue po se lilo, leo tue po malai, etc. O le whaamoemoenga, o le neila vaso ia, o le tu whaatasia po le whaibiponga sione mamele. An example would be an MC saying at a wedding, this time in our coming together, the purpose is no longer a secret. It is evident and clear. It is to celebrate the marriage of Sione and Mele. Let's go through each one and then I will explain and comment on their respective origins and etymologies as they relate to their common meaning. Also, it's nice to know that a common element in these expressions is the use of light and dark imagery or symbolism. Now, the first one, ele toe nā malilaina, a very common one, and you will always find that in a lot of speeches, whether given by the tulafales or MC or the spokesperson. Ele toe, the very first part there, means it is no longer. And na, which is kind of keyword of the expression. Now, in the past, we've talked about elision and reduplication. And this word na is the elided form of the word nana. As you can see, it's a reduplicated, it's a double word, nana. And so na is the elided form of this word, which means to hide or hidden. If somebody tells you, come go hide this cup behind the door, sa wealwe nana leipu ituo le faitoa. And so again, the complete word, the standard word is nana, but here it's using its elided form. Leo toe nā ma le Laina. Laina has the word la, which means the sun, and therefore literally means illuminated by sunlight, or something has come to light, or simply it is clear as daylight. So ele toe nā ma le Laina basically means something is no longer hidden from coming to light. The second one, it's simple. Ele o toe po se lilo. Po is dark or darkness or night, and lilo means secretive. So eleotoipo selilo means something is neither in the dark nor secretive anymore. Eleotoipo malae, literally it is no longer dark at or in Malay. Now this one needs a bit of clarification. And the one I'm going to give is my own, as with many other things already explained in previous videos in this podcast. The one word that needs explaining is, of course, Malay. Without the sound of the elongated end vowel or the long A, the word is common and very familiar. It is Malay or Marai in different Polynesian languages. The macron or the whamamafa is the distinctive feature of the word and thus making the difference in the meaning. E tusa male whaongaina o le upu le malae I le Alagaupu, e fōlinga mai o lo whaasino I se no whaanga patino ma whaapitoa e ngō I a malae e pei o se nu po se motu foi. Malae, as it is used in the expression, seems to be referring to a specific place, like a village or island. Now, let me digress a bit. If my knowledge of Samoa serves me correctly, I know of no place, village or island called Malae, historic or contemporary. There is, however, a sub-village or pitonu called Malae, at least that I know about. And that's because it's one of the sub-villages of my village of Lalomanu. Now, I can be biased, albeit with good evidence and support, and say that Malae in the expression is the Malae in Lalomanu, especially since another Lalomanu sub-village is called Matautu Na'ai, Matautu for short, also features predominantly in Samoa's history and in several Alagaupu, like this one. E tasi mai malaitele ai luane I Matautu, or Matautu Na'ai. So in that case, why not Malay too? Yeah. E talalasi Samoa, mai mawhai fo on o whaongaina e winga male mafuanga le whaatitau ilo mātou Malay. Ia, por mako Amelia, foi fa mai pekero. E foi mako Amelia. E ui e whaapea ai nisi, o la whaapea ai nisi o te whaitu au. And so I will leave that as a possibility. Now, bias aside, the source of Malay that I think is more credible and will be widely accepted is general in nature and has to do with the generic Malay. Malay is basically the village square. It's an open space or field for social cultural activities, gatherings, and community events. That's the Malay, I posit, that's in the Alagaupu. The Malay, but with a long A, and therefore it is practically correct to say ele otoipo Malay or ele otoipo le Malay. The elongated or long vowel sounds, the whamamafa in Samoan, is common. It's mostly used in regular speech patterns, but the way it's used here in Malay is what I considered as an anomaly in the Samoan language. It can be subtle to some, and yet it's a trending concept, and often done on a whim, and mostly by the chiefs in their what I should call rambling, innovative molaki. No offense intended, by the way. And so out of such innovative molaki comes similar words such as these. Afiafi, for the usual afiafi, or evening, time of day. And this common one, aumai avatu, or o te ilangi, o le mamanu whaavaile o lo afia o fia ma whaapongai ei Malae ilona whaongaina ile Alagaupu. Let me say something about this very interesting innovation process or anomaly in the Samoan language. The more I ponder about it, the more interesting it gets. I have not come across any analysis, scholarly or otherwise, on this concept. On the whamamafa in general, yes, but not in this context. Be wa over le whaamafa, upu sa leini whaamafa, ia le wa whaamafa, masoonga whaamafa. It's something that I would like to attribute to what I would call a chiefly license. Yes, you heard it first here. Chiefly license on their unchecked and unhindered usage of the Samoan language. Po le tu sa olo tonga o le whaangaino langangana. Ia wa toititi nei tātou whaalongo. Wa umale au mai awa tu, ia wa vane, awa fo, awa e. O le pine lalo tala. Te wo o tai au, ai tu wane se matai po so se tasi lava whaila lana la unga mwhapea mai. Ia, o lea wa tea ilangi, ilo tātou matai, sa tātou whawhetai ma whaasangi. Ia, o la ofisiri. O ai se isi te ma whai tio, I lea whainga. Now, the example is a little bit extreme, but you get my point. Again, I call that chiefly license or matai license. I think there is already something that's very close to this invention. It's called ngangana whaatoina. Maybe. But I guess I'll rest my case until further enlightenment. So anyhow, this whimsical innovation, according to my own analysis and scrutiny, has two main functions. First, for emphasis, and second, for euphony, or pleasantness of word sounds. Now, I don't know how pleasant the sounds of Aumai Avatu of Yafi are, but we have to admit that it's actually now part of the language. In fact, after all, language does change. It's a social phenomenon. And also, honestly, I would not completely rule out the possibility of it as bordering on the onomatopoeia device as well. And so I propose that's how Malay was formed, from Malay, from this word, the Malay, the openness of the Malay, of the field and the community square. It makes sense considering the public nature and openness of literally and figuratively of a Malay. And again, based on this contrasting imagery of dark, the po Malay, and light, represented by the Malay or the field. And incidentally, Malay, again as the sub-village of my village, Lalomanu, is named as such because that's the place where our village Malay is located. So, put simply, Malay is just another variant of Malay, or derivative of Malay. And so a conclusion is that when you hear someone says, ele otoipo Malay, he or she is referring to a Malay, or Malay. Speaking of Malay, look what we have here. An expression with Malay in it too. And it's a good transition from Malay to Malaya. So I'm going to skip down to this one, to the last one, and then I'll come back to Umalama Yungalu after. But maybe that'll shed some further light, pun intended, on our understanding and discussion of Malay as we've been doing in the last few minutes. Pe ose ie folasia in Malay. Pe means just like. Ose means a or an. Ie is short for ie tonga, fine mat. Folasia means to be displayed, showcased, or exhibited. Where? In or at the Malay. So, PSE for the Malay, just like an ia tonga that is displayed or showcased at the Malay. That means that something is out in the open. This fine mat being displayed, flaunted, if you will, and showcased, as is the custom of the Samoans, especially when they get together at the Malay, when they have all these cultural festivities and celebrations and whalavilavis, and the Iatonga is kind of the main item that's going to be exchanged and also being displayed, paraded out there in the open. It's a metaphor for something that's out in the open. Okay, so another important time where these fine mats are displayed in the Malay, there's in Samoa, in villages, they have these group of women weavers. They call themselves the Whalelalanga. That means the house of weavers. And they'll get together this house or this place, and they weave their fine mats. It takes about weeks, if not months. And upon completion, they'll decorate them with bird feathers, and then they'll set aside a day that these newly woven and completed fine mats are paraded or displayed and showcased. And they call that practice wha'alele pepe. Wha'alele pepe. That particular tradition or practice of women showcasing their newly completed fine mats, again out in the Malay. So something is out in the open, like these fine mats. In fact, there's a song that has this line in its lyrics. It goes like this: Pe o se ie folosia I Malay le malosi olo umanao. Literally means the persona is apparently singing to a girlfriend, or vice versa, and telling her that his love is strong and is known or by others out in the open, so to speak, just like an Iatonga that's out in the Malay. So he's expressing his affection, his mana'o, to the girl, and says, well, it's, everybody knows about it. I guess it's no longer a secret between us, so to speak. So if you get up to say a speech, if you're emceeing a wedding or a get-together where you have to give a speech, and then you can start off, te manatu e leo tui nā male Laina, leo tui pō Malay, leo tui pō Foiselilo. Ai ua pe o se ie folasia e Malay, le aunga male whamoe mua nelwa mawhitanga male nei whaatisinga. Ia, tātou Alagaupu muli muli. Now we come to the last of our expressions, ua malama iulungalu. The etymology of this expression is the ocean and especially fishing. It literally means that the fishes are visible in the wave crests. Back when I was growing up in Samoa, my dad and I would go fishing. He would use the throw net or the cast net, the tili or the kili. And so he would walk up in front of me. I'm carrying the bag for the fishes, and usually an old rice bag or a basket, the ola. And he would look out as the waves start to rise and peak, and that's where he would be able to see the fishes in the wave crests. As the waves rise, they become transparent because of the refraction of light. And that's what this ulu ngalu, ulu means head or top. Ngalu means wave, the top of the waves. So something is visible in the top of the waves, or the wave crests. And so if you're giving a speech, welcoming speech at any gathering, you would say, yeah, tumana te po se lilo le te na foi male laina ia pe te po foi male ai o lea ua malama i lungalu o pei foi se ia fola sei malai ia le pongai male ma fo angal nei la fa moi moi ia fa after yet fa malo. So that's, you don't have to use all those at once, just one or two. Well, if you find the video interesting, informative, and instructive, please like, share, and subscribe. And so, till next time, from Little Samoa, LV Litalu, and Samoa Matters, so for you. Pe o se I e fola sia I malai le malosi o lo umana ua vili vili fa manu mai lunga o puao se I tu o le fetu au tau sangi mai manu o le vaveao nei lia ina upu pe atamamau ne ilia ina